My name's Eb. I recently participated in Country Girl Management's model search and I wanted to share my story with you. I guess my story starts at the very beginning like no other. I was born with right-sided hemiplegia, which is cerebral palsy. If you don't know what that is, basically how it affects me is my right side is shorter, weaker, and I don't have much balance. So I walk with a limp and I don't have much coordination on that side either, so I do everything with my left. I wanted to share my story with you. I wanted to share my upbringing and what it was like to grow up with a disability. I had several operations as a kid and that meant I was in wheelchairs a lot, I was on crutches, or I was in walking frames, which then resulted in me getting bullied a lot. And not only bullied by people that I didn't know, but bullied by my own friends. Friends who were embarrassed to be around me because they felt like they couldn't get with guys. I had guys publicly humiliate me because I was disabled and because I wasn't the idea that they had in their head, and that really affected my self-esteem and my confidence growing up. Now I'm a confident person. I say what I like to say. I'm very outgoing. I don't let anything in that stop me. My body confidence and my self-esteem was really low, and it always has been really low, and it's always been something that I've really struggled with. I always used to not wear shorts because I didn't want the scars from my operations to be seen, and I always used to wear shoes that made my limp less evident. I never used to wear heels. I never went to parties. I always really reclused myself because I was embarrassed and I was ashamed. I was ashamed of who I was. I didn't want to embarrass my friends anymore, and I didn't accept opportunities like I should have. Flash forward to the end of high school and I really started to forget all those things, forget all those people. I found friends who really did appreciate me for who I am, and I found a partner who loves me for who I am as well. But that doesn't mean that my journey to self-love and self-confidence stopped, because I was still very insecure and I still had very low self-esteem. So over the years I had tried to work on that. I had tried by going to the gym, eating better. I had talked to friends about it, talked to my partner about it, and it really is a big long journey of self-love, and I think I am almost there, which is great. Flash forward to this year, 2018, and I was contacted by Zaria to do Country Girl Management, and I read her message and it was like modeling and this and that, and I was like, what? I was like, no way. First thing that came to my head was, no, I'm not good enough. There is no way I could do this. I'm just gonna say no. So I went back to who I used to be and just say no to every opportunity that came along, and then I stopped and I said, no, like enough is enough. And so I said yes. I said yes to Zaria, and that has been the best thing I've ever done in a very long time. So I went along to the Geelong Country Girl Management preliminary finals. I went along with a friend because I was so completely nervous. In my head I was like, I am not a model, I'm not thin, I'm not tanned, I'm not this, I'm not that. And I was so silly, like why would you think all those things? So I went along with a friend who actually had to end up leaving, and I was there alone. I was so nervous. I was like, nah, I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna go home. And by the end of the night, I am so glad I stayed. I had my partner come and watch and support me, and I walked down that runway and I earned it. I had all the friends that I had made cheering me on, and it was just such a beautiful feeling to be supported by women that I didn't even know, and they were cheering my name and they were supporting me, and that really, it fills you up with confidence. Not to mention I had to have my first photo shoot, which was incredibly daunting, but I did it, and afterwards I felt so good. I was like, hell yeah, look at me go. And the confidence the Country Girl Management gave me just on that day was insane. I walked away and I was like, look at me now, I'm a model. But it was really good, and I was like, all right, cool, that was fun. Like they said that, you know, there's going to be like top 20 that get through and go on to the national qualifiers, and I was like, yeah, cool, like that's clearly not going to be me. There were so many beautiful girls. A couple of weeks later, I got a message to say that I went through to the national qualifiers, and I was like, what? And I was like, oh, no, I'm not going to do that. Like, there's way too many girls. Like, no way. I still didn't have enough confidence. Like, that day, that gave me confidence. I was confident for quite a while, but then I was like, crap, like, I actually got through. Like, I really started to self-doubt. I was like, no way. I was like, I have a limp. There's no way they're gonna like me limping down the runway. No way. But I spoke to a few friends, I spoke to a few colleagues, and they were like, no, like, go for it. Like, you know, what's the worst that can happen? So I was like, all right then. So I did it. I accepted it, and so I accepted it. And in July, I went up to Melbourne and went to the national qualifiers, and I met some of the most beautiful, beautiful girls that honestly I'm going to be friends with for the rest of my life. I was still incredibly nervous because I'd made the journey up by myself, and throughout the 3 days I gained so much confidence. And I think the one part of the weekend that really stood out to me and that I'll always remember is the Beat Your Inner Bully session that we did. And basically we got told to write down on a bit of paper about inner bully. You know how everyone has that person inside their head that says they're not good enough, and I definitely had that, and I've definitely struggled with that for a very long time. So I named my inner bully Sharon, and I stood up there in front of 200 girls. Now let me just recap before I go on. I'm a confident person. I not that I don't care about my disability, but I was like, no, don't let it affect me. That's who I am. I have that whole ghetto attitude. But I got up there and I started to speak, and I started to say, I'm not a retard. I am worth more. I am better than this. And I started crying. I started to cry in front of 200 girls. And the wonderful founder Katie Jones came up behind me and gave me a hug, and she said, scream it. She said, scream it out, let everyone know how you're feeling. And of course her support just made me feel even more emotional. And I'm standing there and I was like, I am worth it, I'm gonna wear shorts, like, you know, you don't own me. And I was screaming to all those people that bullied me, to all those insecurities, to all those fears, and telling them, bugger off, like, I don't need you anymore, I'm better than this. And it felt so good. And then at the end, Katie got all the girls around me and they all ran in and gave me a massive hug. And I had girls I didn't even know telling me how I inspired them, how I was brave, how I was strong. And I don't hear that every day. Like, I was shocked and I was bawling. There were people coming up to me crying because of what I'd said. And to have that kind of support and that overwhelming just connection with random girls you've never met was just insane. And I will always remember that moment for the rest of my life. I'm not even kidding. Like, to feel that empowered by girls, it was just insane. And I can't thank Country Girl Management enough. Like, that alone I will always remember. So after I had cried in front of all these girls, I went on to do photo shoots, and that in itself was really still daunting to me. I even agreed to do a swimwear shoot, and I was still so not confident with my body. I was like, oh no, like, you're gonna have my scars in the photos, like I'm not gonna be able to do certain poses. But the photographers there were amazing. They worked with you. I can't even speak highly enough of them. They just made me feel so included and so worthy to be there. And so did the girls that I made friends with. They didn't make me feel like I was different, and that's what I've struggled with all my life. Like, feeling different, feeling like an outsider. But going to Country Girl Management, I didn't feel like an outsider. I felt like I belonged, and I was surrounded by girls that supported me. And the group that I was with, we named ourselves the Country Girl Queens, and I really did. I felt like a queen, and I felt so empowered, and it just was an amazing weekend. Anyway, I'm rambling, but then flash forward to the final night where we have to walk out on the catwalk in front of all these people. And I was so nervous. I was like, oh my god, everyone's gonna stare at me like I'm limping, like, oh, like I was just stressed, so stressed. And I got out there and everyone started cheering, everyone was clapping, no one judged me, and it was the best. It felt so good, like, it felt so damn good to walk out there and have people look at you like, Hallie, look at that girl. And I was like, hell yeah, look at me, like I'm rocking this. I've never done anything like this in my life. And then towards the end of the night, they give out awards of who's won, and they've got top 20. And your girl got top 20 at Country Girl Management National Qualifiers. I got best role model, which really, that in itself was amazing, because to be called a role model and to be called an inspiration and brave all the weekend was just such a confident boost in itself, let alone the actual weekend and what the team there at Country Girl Management aimed to do. I look back at that weekend and it was one of the best weekends I've ever had. If I was to give any advice to girls that are considering it or have the opportunity to do it and are like me, that literally was sitting there going, do I, don't I, do I, don't I? Do it. Totally do it. Like I am no model. I am, you know, I'm not that kind of girl, but I rocked it. I loved it, and the confidence I have gained from Country Girl Management, I can't even tell you how much. I can't even put it into words. You know, my journey to self-love has just, I'm almost there. Like I sped up the process, you know. I literally, I just don't even have the words. You do it and do it for yourself. Don't do it just because you think, oh yeah, like I'll just do it because like mum thinks I should, or do it for you. And when you're there, let everything go. Let every insecurity go. Let every doubt and voice in your head that's telling you you're not good enough or you don't belong there, let it go. Because when you do, you have an amazing weekend like I did. I can't thank them enough, and I can't thank the girls and the team enough for what they have done for me and what they have done for my self-confidence. So to any future girls, good luck, enjoy, and just enjoy the process. Just let go and enjoy the process. That's it from me, guys. Bye.